Good morning, America. My name is Deborah, and this week we're going to be focusing in on different environmental issues happening around our country. I'm going to be tuning in to different locals around America to see what they're facing in their communities today. Today, we're going to be focusing in on one of my good friends named Daisy. She lives all the way down in southwest Florida, and between aquatic challenges to environmental challenges, there's all kinds of things going on down there. So stay on hold, and coming up next is Daisy. Hey Deborah, Daisy here. Thanks again for tuning in down to Southwest Florida this week. I'm going to be sending you two video segments. The first one, which is what I'm doing right now, this is going to be during the Clam Dredging project. And the second video I'm going to send to you is going to be after it and when it's all finished. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, right now down in southwest Florida, we've had a lot of heavy rain and storms come through. So Collier County commissioners declared it emergency this Tuesday, just 2 days ago, an emergency to get Clam Pass dredged immediately. Clam Pass is one of our biggest beaches down here in Naples, Florida. It's right on the we're in the main part of where Naples is and right in front of the Naples Grand Beach Resort, which is where I actually work. About 3 years ago, just to give you some background info, about 3 years ago in 2013, Collier County spent over $250,000 dredging the pass. And so since then, it's filled up with 19,000 cubic yards of sand, equal to about 900 dump trucks. Why this is a problem and how it became about is because when heavy winter rains come in and poor tidal flushing comes in, when it comes to the mouth of the pass there, it does get choked off and it's floods, which means all the natural mangroves that are around Clam Pass, there's a huge boardwalk that leads from my resort down to the entrance of the beach. All of those mangroves that are growing, they tend to start to die off. And there's a lot of high-rise condos along the coast there, so it's really not good for those people living there either. The Collier County commissioners are decided, actually, they just declared that since this is happening frequently, they are going to give Collier County a 10-year permit to have emergency conditions be able to be dredged whenever. Because the Clam Bay Natural Resource Protection Area, it's going to help prevent widespread dredging and mangrove die-off in that area. So losing these mangroves can be extremely detrimental to the biodiversity in our area and our surrounding area. These mangroves produce food for different critters around. They produce shelter for creatures that are around the Clam Pass area. They produce environmental things for different aquatic animals to eat, to have shelter for our local people to come and enjoy. And also, this whole project, it really does have a huge economic impact on the resort and our community. Because this was such an emergency dredging and nobody knew really anything about it, actually down at the Naples Grand, we had no idea until the next day. So because of that, none of our resort guests were informed. All of our rentals were going to be open. We didn't get to call anyone off of work. And it actually raised havoc as a huge economic issue down by the resort because we had to return resort fees. We had to return, access. We had to call Naples Bay to see if our guests could go there. It's not something that we'd like to happen in the future. So by Collier County, approving this 10-year permit, it's really going to help us be able to keep up the protection of the mangroves and all the surrounding areas here. So that's all the info I have for today for you guys, and I'll get back to you in a couple of days after they dredge and keep you updated and how we can prevent this and, what we're looking at for the future. Thanks again, Deborah. Talk to you soon. Wow, thanks so much, Daisy, for all that information about the new Clam Pass dredging project. I can't wait to be updated in a few days and hear what's going on down there. Talk to you soon. Hey guys, Daisy again. How are you, Deborah? Just wanted to check back in after the Clam Pass dredging project is finally done. It was completed, was a success. It did take a day longer than what we thought and what Collier County thought, so we actually had to close it off to the whole resort on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So today's Saturday. So just wanted to keep you guys updated. But just to talk about more environmental things happening with the Clam Pass and why it's important to me and important to our environment and our community, is because living systems are sustained through constant change. So referring back to some things I learned in my biology class, harsh weather conditions, like what happened to Clam Pass, can also be commonly known as a factor of resilience. Resilience is the ability of a living terrestrial ecosystem to be restored through a secondary ecological succession after a more severe disturbance. So, like what happened to Clam Pass is that it was severely disturbed by another natural resource. So now that we have to go in and help it. So once the beach and the mangroves are severely damaged, the resilience of the resulting degraded ecosystem, it may be so low that it reaches an ecological tipping point after it may not be able to be restored again. So that's just why it's something that we need to stay on top of. And another thing as a community that I think that we can pay more close attention to when it comes to Clam Pass, when it comes to our ecosystems and any aquatic system, really anything, is the weather, the climate, and the ocean currents. Weather differs from climate. Climate is the general pattern of atmospheric conditions in a given area over periods ranging from at least 3 decades to thousands of decades. So in other words, climate is the sum of weather conditions in a given area averaged a long period of time. So for a long time, I feel like our community was really focusing on things that we thought would happen every year, but because of the dredging had to become more frequently, I think that we can really start to focus in more on patterns of weather change, patterns of climate change, patterns of ocean current change. These things I think that if we stayed on top of, it could really put us further ahead the next time an environmental issue like this comes around. And I guess another thing I wanted to focus on would be biodiversity. A couple days ago, I was telling you guys about how the mangroves are a huge part of our biodiversity here because the nutrients that they produce, the shelter that they produce, but also something that we really need to take in counter of, especially in this area of Naples, is that sea turtle season is fastly approaching. If there's no beach for those sea turtles to nest on and to create habitat on, then this is going to be all thrown out of whack. So sea turtle season I wanted to mention because I know that is something that we really need to focus on as a community and something that is, will impact us. So I really had a lot of fun talking with you guys the past 2 segments here on an environmental issue happening down here in Southwest Florida. I learned excellent things from this biology class I took this semester at my university. I went on field trips that helped me apply this information, helped me learn more, dig deeper, more scientific things. So I just want to encourage you guys, whatever environmental issue is happening in your area of America, don't be afraid to take it on head on, get more information, visit it, see what you can do. I think that change all starts with the community. So back to you, Deborah. Have a great week, guys. Wow. Thanks so much, Daisy, for updating us again on the Clam Pass dredging project. I'm so happy to hear that it went okay. You see how down in Southwest Florida, there's problems with what you think is paradise, but it's just a beach that can really be disturbed. The aquatic ecosystem, the nutrients with mangroves, from sea turtles, thing after thing after thing. This is happening all around America, so it's up to us and our community to really focus in and see how we can help. Thanks again for tuning in to our weekly environmental segment. Hope you guys have a great week.